Hi, Harold.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Mario. It's 8:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, make sure I got it right.
Yeah, Ernie's here.
Oh, there he is. Good.
Look at that sky.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Wow. It's what, 6:30 there, Ernie?
6:30. Yeah,
Beautiful. Wow.
wild last night.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, it's Yom Ha'atzmaut,
I
so
know, yeah, what they do?
on every corner in the main drag, and on Ben Yehuda, there's like a concert on every corner.
Wow.
Thousands of kids,
Nice.
dancing, and yeah,
Beautiful.
it
Beautiful.
was some. Okay,
Is that the plaza behind you?
no, this is those Wolfson buildings.
Oh, you're in Wolfson. Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
We're in Shari Chesed, so
Yeah,
Plaza is the other direction.
right.
Jorge.
Buenas noches.
We were at Har Herzl. Hundreds
yeah?
of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people come to visit the graves, and there's a soldier at 11 o'clock in the morning when the siren goes off. There's a soldier, either male or female, in a uniform in
Mhm.
front of every kever, and when
Wow.
the siren goes off, they salute. So there's tons of public there, but you have to let the soldier has to stand in front of every kever. And so we were in front of a kever. Up on the top is like where Netanyahu is, and you can't get up there. So it's a big mountain. I don't know, tens of thousands of graves. If you're a soldier, then you're buried there at It's
Yeah.
like Arlington National Cemetery. So while we were there, this was someone who died during the Yom Kippur War,
Uh-huh.
who had made Aliyah from South Africa, and who comes to the kever, two of his grandchildren, also in uniform.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, really something. Okay, we're on Kaf Chet, Amud Aleph 25. Iboy Lahu. Overis al das, tzricha asra lafsida ksuboso ein tzricha. A woman who's an overis al das is a woman who is not behaving b'tznius. She's married. Rashi says Yehudis, she's Jewish, but she'enet tznuah. She's not dressed modestly. Yotzav v'rosha prua. She goes out. Moshe of Yisrael. So it's a woman who doesn't behave who behaves improperly. She's called an overis al das. Doesn't mean she's converted to Christianity, that she's passed over her religion, like das in that context. It's the way Rashi explains. She's so. Can she just lose her ksuba without warning by her husband? that, oh, I'm going to divorce you if you continue this kind of behavior? Or can she lose the ksuba even without warning? And because maybe if the husband warns her, she'll go back from her behave in a more tsanua manner, and you can go back. So the Gemara is going to bring proofs. Toshma. Arusa v'shomeres yova. A woman who's been giving kiddushin. Or Reuven, Shimon, two brothers. Reuven dies without children, and Reuven's wife falls to Yibum to Shimon, but Shimon hasn't done Yibum yet. The Mishnah said, Lo shosos v'lo los ksuba. There is no process by which she drinks, and therefore, if there's kinui, warning, usasira, she loses her ksuba. So the Gemara says, Mishtahu de lo shasya. Fine, she doesn't drink, hakinu mekanelo. But the process starts through the husband warning her. Now, what's the warning? Lamai, lav lav sida ksubasa? It means he warns her that don't sequester yourself with a certain man. And if it wasn't for the fact that there was a warning given, she wouldn't lose her ksuba. Even though she's behaving in such a way that the husband had to warn her. No, it doesn't necessarily prove that she loses her ksuba without a warning. It says that the warning and then the sequestration, from that point on, the husband can't live with her anymore. But perhaps she doesn't just lose a ksuba without warning. That in that set situation, when she's an arusa or shomeres yavim, the warning is then going to allow him to take her up to the Beis Mikdash to drink the sotah waters after they get married. Means you don't have to re-warn her. If she was warned during their relationship as kiddushin alone, then later on, when he takes her to the chuppah and they're fully married, if she then goes against the warning and sequesters herself with the man that he warned her, then he doesn't have to go through another kinui process. Kidatanya. You can't warn her and make her drink while she's an arusa only. You can warn her, and then later on, when you get married, you can bring her up to make her drink. Amarava Toshma. Another proof, one way or the other, whether the woman, if she behaves inappropriately, can lose her ksuba without warning. The Mishnah said, Almana l'kohen gadol, if a kohen gadol marries an almana, or grusha v'chlutza l'kohen hedya, a regular kohen marries a woman who's been divorced or given chlitza. These are lavim in a Torah, or mamzeres, unesin liYisrael. Lo yavo mamzer b'kal Hashem. Can't marry a mamzeres. Or bat Yisrael a mamzer. Unesin, a Jewish girl cannot marry a mamzer. Or nesin is a kusi. Lo shosos, lo not los ksuba. The Mishnah said it's also an exclusion to the sotah process, and since they're also to live with each other through a lav of the Torah, he can divorce her and she doesn't get her ksuba. Now, mishta huda lo shasya, she doesn't drink. Hakinu mekanilu, but she needs a warning. Ulamai. Now, what is the warning going to accomplish here? Before we said, at least the warning accomplishes that the husband's not allowed to live with her anymore once she sequesters herself. But here, it does not work. There's already a prohibition for them to live together through Isser Lav. The warning must be that she loses her ksuba. Lo, it's la osr la boel kebal, that the adulterer who went in that room alone with the woman is also prohibited to ever marry that woman. It's not just an isser to the husband, it's an isser to the accused adulterer. It's not. From the moment that there's Adim that saw her go in a room alone with the man that was warned about, she's prohibited to live with her husband, and she's prohibited to live with the boil. And that's forever. Means after her original husband divorces her or dies, she can never marry that guy either. So Rav Chanina brings another proof from our Mishnah. We said that there were husbands that the Bezdin could step in their place and cause her to drink. Not cause her to drink, but unless the husband, let's say, is released from prison, she won't drink, but she loses her ksuba. Mishin is charesh baila. The husband became a deaf mute. Onishtato became crazy. Or is in prison. And she's running around immodestly. So we say Bezdin warns her. The Mishnah clearly said it's not for Bezdin to make her drink. Ella leposla miksubasa. It's to arrange a divorce and that she doesn't collect her ksuba with the divorce. Shma mina, we learn from here, boy asra, that you need asra for her to lose it. Shma mina. Okay. So the Gemara wants to know Hulu of Papa and Rava and the other sources that try to give us answers. Why didn't they go directly to this case? My time in Lamar Meha. So when it says Dilmi Shani Awesome to Leslie Amos of the Bakla. There's no fear of the husband. The husband's not around. So you have to warn her. But maybe if there's a husband around, the fear of the husband is on her, and it doesn't require a special asra. She loses it even without asra. That's possibly how we could have learned. Iboilahu. 1 second. It's 1 second. I just want to get a coat because it's a little cold out here. 1 second. 30 minutes makes a big difference. At 7, it's already warm, but it's chilly at night. You have to wear a coat. Okay. Iboilu. Oiveres das. The wife is running around immodestly. Verotsu bala kaima. But the husband doesn't want to divorce her. Is he allowed to keep her or not? It has to do with whether the husband is upset about it. The halal kopit, and this husband is clearly not upset. But since Bezdin is upset and the Torah is upset, we don't care about what the husband says. So Toshma, Elusha Bezdin Makarin law, the following women, Bezdin itself steps in. Mishnas Charish Baila, when the husband is deaf mute, Onishtata, or became insane, or was in prison. Now, now, if we would say that if the husband wants to keep her, he's allowed to keep her. Avdi Bezdin needed the demolo nichle bal. Can the Bezdin step in and do something that the bal's not happy with? So the answer is Stama de Milsa, Kivin de Versaldasi, Meinich Nichale. So nobody, no happy, no Baal. The husband wants his wife to act modestly. And therefore, Besdin is acting based on that general knowledge that they assume most husbands are going to want their wives to behave modestly. But in essence, though, if the Baal wants to be Mekayimer, he can be Mekayimer. And in fact, the Rambam says, das ain't koifin sabalo tzia. We don't force the husband to divorce her. Imrotza balakaima, muterlo. Even though it's a mitzvah to divorce her. But she loses her ksuba if she's running around. She can stay married, but there's no ksuba. Therefore, it's easy for her to divorce her. So therefore, if he did not divorce her and the woman repaired her ways and is now acting modestly, you have to write a new ksuba. In essence, the ksuba's dinim go away, even though there's a written ksuba. She loses the ksuba. It's not like you have to tear the ksuba up. She's running around, and the husband still wants to stay married. They stay married, but she loses her ksuba. And if at some point he then decides to divorce her, she doesn't get her ksuba. She's no vera saldas. Okay. Iboilu. Baal shemochel al kinui. The Baal warned her, but then he wants to go back on it. He regrets that he warned her. Kinui mochel or eina mochel? Does it go away or not? Listen, it's based on the warning of the husband. In the case you just described, the husband retracted it. Since he warned her, you can't retract that. Toshma. Again, the cases we quote where Bezdin can step in. When the husband was deaf, mute, or insane, or in prison, they can step in. If you're going to tell me that a Baal is allowed to reverse or retract the warning, for kinui mochel avdinan mida dasi Baal mechale, can the Bezdin step in and do something that the husband doesn't want in the first place? So again, the Gemara answers, stomach to milsa the maskal das Bezdin. In general, Bezdin is going according to the general feeling that most men would have. So we're not choishish that he's going to be mochel. But if he's mochel, it's mochel. And the Rambam against, and the Shulchan Aruch says in Even Ezra, Baal shemochel kinui hoidem sasira kinui mochel, as a veterinary warned her. Now, if kinui and sasira took place, he can't go back on that. Then there's an answer for him to live with her permanently. And okay, Toshma. The process was on the way up to the Beis Hamikdash, when the husband is taking his wife up there, they give two Talmidei Chachamim to chaperone them so that he wouldn't have relations with his wife on the way, because he's not allowed to. Now, why would you need, if the Baal can retract it, let him go back and retract the kinui, and he would have relations with his wife beheter. Now, my Chachamim Now, why can't we assign regular people? Why do we need Tamil Chachamim? The Gemiri, because they're learned, and the Boiler Mivul, if he wants to have relations with Amri, they'll step in and say, Achla kinuyach uvala. They would tell him, be mechel the kinui and have relations with her. Toshma. Rabbi Yoshia. Shloisha dvorim sachli ze'er man Yerushalayim. 3 halachas ze'ere who were from Yerushalayim told me. Baal shemachal kinui, kinui machal. He can retract the kinui. Zakin mamre sharatzu bezin l'chol machlan lo. You have a rebellious Talmid Chacham in Sanhedrin that goes against a halacha psuka that the Bezdin arrived at, and he's against it. So there are various dinim that can take him out and kill him. However, if Bezdin wants to be moichel him, he could be moichel. Similarly, Ben Sora Moira Sharatzu Avivim Olim Cholo, you have a Ben Sora Moira who rebels, and the din is you have to take him and kill him. But if the father and mother want to be moichel, moichel. Shabasi Eitz l'chaver shebedorum. When I went to visit my other Tamil Chachamim friends in the south, they agreed with me on the din of Baal Mochel al Kinui and parents being Mochel and Ben Sor and Mora. But al Zakin Mamri lo, they didn't agree with the din regarding the Zakin Mamri. Because otherwise, Shalo Yarbu Machlokas, Israel, otherwise, there's going to be Machlokas. Shmamina comes out, Baal Shemochel al Kinui, Kinui Mochel. Seems from the final halacha that a husband can go back on the kinui. Shmamina. Now, Pligi Baravach of Ravina. There was a later Achloikis Amiroim between Ravach and Ravina. Chadamar Koidim Sasira Mochul Lachar Stirenamo. He can retract as long as there hasn't been sequestration in the room alone. Lachar Stirenamo. He can't go back though once there was stira. However, and it's logical. It's logical to say that it's not machul after stira. Mimai. How do you? Where is the logic? Because there was a dialogue between Rabbanon and Rabbi Yosi. The Tanya, Rabbi Yosi Oimer, Bala Neman Alemi Kalva Choimer. That we really shouldn't be worried when the husband is taking his wife up to the base of Mikdash. We trust him that he's not going to have relations with his wife. How are we going to trust him? There's a kavachomer. When the wife is a nida, husband's not allowed to have relations with her, and that's on penalty of chores. Yet, a husband can sleep in the same room as his wife. He's neman that he's not going to have relations with her. Sota she belav lo kol shekei. A woman who the Baal sleeps with after he warned her and there was sequestration, that's only a lav with malchus. It's not as chomer. So we certainly should trust them. So how did the Chachamim respond to Rabbi Yosi? Amr lo. Lo. There's no kal v'chomer. The husband can wait a week because the prohibition to have relations with a nida is temporary. But we've had this before. Stolen waters are sweeter. With a sota, you're going to be prohibited forever to have relations with her. So there's going to be more of an incentive that he's going to have relations with her. That's why you need Tamil Chachamim by a sota. Now, if you want to tell me that even after he went through the process of warning and there was sequestration, he can be mochel, well, mishkachas lo diyesh laheter. It wouldn't be the din that by Sotah there's no heter, there would have been a heter. Boil. He could go back, retract the whole, the warning, and he can have relations. That's where I quoted the Rambam, which said that after the process of stira, he can't go back on it. Mamina, that's a good proof. Then the Mishnah said, Mesu Balayan, that if the husbands died on the way up to the Beis Hamikdash, do they drink or do they?
Oh, Ernie. It froze.
Now the
We're good.
the Ksuba star is a financial document that says if the husband dies, she's entitled to payment. So according to Beis Shammai, any star, it's as if you hold on to the star, it's as if you collected on the star. Therefore, it's as if she already collected this. Now, there is now a suffix. She went into a room alone with this man that she was warned about. We don't know what happened in that room. It's a suffix. It's in doubt. We have a principle in halacha. Whoever has the gold keeps it. Meaning, hamotzi mechavero alav haraya. If you claim that this person owes you money, you have to bring proof and then if you bring proof that he owes you the money, you can take the money from him. If you don't have proof, the money stays where it is. That's the concept behind hamotzi mechavero alav haraya. If you want to retract money from somebody, the burden of proof is on you. It's not the burden of proof on the other guy to say, no, I don't owe you money. The burden of proof is always on the person trying to schlep money. So according to Beis Shammai, she already has the money. Because when you hold on to a star, it's as if it's been collected. So therefore, al safek, it's only a doubt that she committed adultery in that room. So if she actually had committed adultery, you'd be able to pull the money away from her because she's not entitled to a ksuba if she committed adultery. But we don't know for sure what happened in that room. He may not remove the money from her. So that's why Beis Shammai says if she wants, she can drink and she keeps the sotah. She keeps the money if she stays alive after she drinks. Beis Hillel Savri, right? We're on Kafei Amid Beis. Beis Hillel Savri, Shtara Omed Ligvos Lav Kagovlitami. No, we don't say that just because you hold on to a star, it's as if it was fully collected. I mean, the star pays the woman if she gets a divorce or if he dies. So why should you view the money as if she collected it already? So therefore, the money is still in the possession of the husband or the husband's estate if he had died. So, and now there is enough. She has to bring burden of proof through drinking that she's not tameh, that she didn't commit adultery, because the money is in the possession of the baal or his heirs, so she can't remove it from that chazaka. That's where the money is. That's where the gold is, because it's a suffix whether she's zocheh to it, because a suffix has been raised. Normally, there's no suffix that she committed adultery, a regular woman. So if a person dies, she's entitled to the ksuba. But here there was a specific doubt put into place. He warned her, then she sequestered herself. So now it's been placed in doubt. The only way to resolve the doubt, the Torah says, she has to drink the sotah waters. Well, if there's no husband around because he died, to accompany her to the Beis Hamikdash, she cannot drink. So since she cannot drink to resolve the suffix, she cannot get the money. So that's the understanding of why we have this machlokas between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. Okay. And we said that if a man married a woman who was nursing, muberes chavero or menekes chavero, no, muberes means she's pregnant from the other man's child. So the din is you're not allowed to marry her. It's gzer chamim, because there's going to be an issue, who's the father once he's born. After a certain time, I think it's after 3 months, you can, but within that time you can't, because it's going to create a stuffing. So we said there also, since it's a din in Chazal that they can't stay married, they don't drink and they don't get the ksuba, but there was Rabbi Lozer said yes. The worry was he cannot have relations with her for the reasons we said. Either it's going to damage. They thought that a woman could get pregnant a second time if she had relations with her husband, even while she was pregnant. Technically, now, and endocrinologically, because of LH and FSH and all the hormones that are going on during pregnant, I don't think it's possible for that to happen. But Chazal had a shita that they thought it could happen, and that the second pregnancy could damage the first pregnancy. That was one of the reasons, besides Havchana, besides not knowing who the father would be, they were worried about second pregnancy. Secondly, that if she was nursing and she got pregnant, it would dry up her milk, and that the child could die because he doesn't have nourishment. That's why there was an isser to marry a woman who was nursing. But Rabbi Lozer said he can marry, and the guy can marry a second wife, and he could be involved in pru or vu. He said the same thing about if she was postmenopausal, or she was known to be infertile. We brought 3 cases. Someone who was an akara, she was infertile, she was postmenopausal, she's a zakena. So there, the Chachamim and Rabbi Lozer argue. Aval islandness, an islandness, he said, was like congenitally, like Turner syndrome, like the female version of Klinefelter syndrome, XO, where they cannot have children at all. So everyone there holds low shows, even Rabbi Eliezer would hold, she doesn't drink and she doesn't get her ksupa. Shenamar v'niksa v'nizra zara. The woman that the guy marries has to be a woman, Misha Darkal Azriya, where at least there's potential to have children. The akara and the zakena, let's say an akara is someone who had a hysterectomy later in life. Well, before she had a hysterectomy, she was able to have children. Same thing, a postmenopausal woman, before she was menopausal, she was able to have children. But an islandess never was able to have children from birth. Yatzazu shein darkal azriya. The islandess is excluded because she never was able to have zera. Meitzvei, I'll ask you a kasha. Husband gave kiddushin to a woman, or Reuven's wife died, fell to Shimon, and Shimon warned her. Im adshloi konsa nistra, if he had never slept with either his arusa or his yavein, and she went ahead and sequestered herself in a room after the warning, and she never slept with either of the husbands, whether it's Shimon, the brother, or the arusa, the man who gave her kiddushin. So that's also an exclusion. Lo shoysav lo netelas ksubasa. She doesn't drink, and she doesn't get her ksuba. And then the Gemara is going to contrast it with another case according to Rav Meir. We'll leave this for tomorrow. Now, Tomorrow, we're going to do